Bihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, nice, right. Right. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudhire Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavada Sevaya Bhagavadi Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtigi Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah Nama Pangajanabhaya Nama Pangajamaline Nama Pangajanetraya Namaste Pangajangre Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayade Girim Yatkrabatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Shri Chaitanyam Ishwaram Paramananda Madhavam. Hare Krishna. So, welcome back to Bhagavad Gita study class. Bhagavad Gita as it is. Chapter 5, Karma Yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. And today's verses 19, 20, and 21. We'll read 19 first. Ihaiva tairjida sargo yesham samye stidam manaha nirdosham hi sama brahma tasmad brahmani te stidaha. Ihaiva tairjida sargo yesham samye stidam manaha nirdosham hi samam brahma tasmad brahmani te stidaha. Ihaiva tairjida sargo Yesham samye stidam manaha nirdosham hi samam brahma tasmad brahmani te stidaha. Hare Krishna. Yes, sir. Renuga Mataji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Ihaiva tairjitaha sargo yesham samye stitam manaha nirdosham hi samam brahma tasma brahmani te stitaha.
Okay. Right.
Hare Krishna.
Snigdhamaji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Iheva tejjitah sargo jeshang samye stitang manah nirdoshang hi samang brahma tasmad brahmani te stitah. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Renuga Mataji can read the translation.
Those whose minds are established in sameness and equanimity have already conquered the conditions of birth and death. They are flawless like Brahman, and thus they are already situated in Brahman.
Right. Hare Krishna. Na prahirshe priyam prapya, no dijet prapya cha priyam. Sira buddhi asammudho, brahmavid brahmani stidaha. Na prahirshe priyam prapya, no dijet prapya cha priyam. Stira buddhi asammudho, brahmavid brahmani stidaha. Na prahirshe priyam prapya, no dyujjet prapya cha priyam. Sira buddhir asammudho brahmavid brahmani stidaha. Yes, Snigdhamaji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Krishna.
Na prahushe priyang prapya nodbijet prapya vachaprayam stira buddhira sangmodha brahma vid brahmani stitaha. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Renugamaji.
Na prahasre vriyam prapya no dvijat prapya cha priyam stira buddhir asamuddho brahmavid brahmani stitaha.
Right. Rekhamadaji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, 20th Prabhu. 20th.
Hare Krishna.
Verses, which verses Prabhu?
Verses now 20. You can read 19 also if you want. You can read 19 also.
Okay, Prabhu. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Haivattairpita sargo esham samyasitam manaha. Nirdosham hi samam brahma tasmat kamani sitaha. Next 20th. Na prayeshit priyam prapya na udvechit prapya cha priyam stira buddhir asammona brahmavit brahmani sitaha. Hare Krishna.
Right. Okay. Snigdhamaji can read the translation.
Yes, Prabhu. A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant nor laments upon obtaining something unpleasant. He who is self-intelligent, unbewildered, and who knows the science of God is to be understood as already situated in transcendence. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Transcendence. Right. 21. Bahyasparshesha saktatma vindadyatmani yat sugam sa brahma yoga yuktatma sugamakshayamashnude. Bahyasparshesha saktatma vindadyatmani yat sugam sa brahma yoga yuktatma sugamakshayamashnude. Bahyasparshesha saktatma Vindadyatmani yat sukham sa brahma yoga yuktatma sukham akshayam ashnude. Right. Renugamaji.
Bahya iva asaktatma vindati atmani yat sukham sa brahma yoga yuktatma sukham akshaya asnute. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Right. Snigdhamaji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Bahyasparsheshu saktatma bindyatmatmani jat sukham sa brahma yoga yuktatma sukham akshayam asnuti. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Right. Rekhamadaji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Bahya sparsheshu asaktatma vindati atmani yat sukham sabrahma yoga yuktatma sukham akshayam ashnute. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Read the translation also.
Such a liberated person is not attracted to material sense pleasure or external objects, but is always in trance, enjoying the pleasure within. In this way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the Supreme. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakayam Chakshurunmilidam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sabidam yena bhutale Swayam Rupagada Mahyam Dadadi Swapadandigam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadagamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sahagana Raghunatanvidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadudam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalidam Shivishaghanvidam Stam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagalpade Gopesha Gopiga Kanda Radha Kanda Namaste. Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari. Rishabhanusude Devi Pranamami Haripriye. Vancha Kalpadrubesham Kripa Sindhuvyevacham Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swaminidhi Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Ihaiva tairjidas sargo yesham samye sthidam manaha nirdosham hi samam brahma tasmad brahmani te sthidaha. Those whose minds are established in sameness and equanimity have already conquered the conditions of birth and death. They are flawless like Brahman, and thus they are already situated in Brahman. Right. Hare Krishna. So, what is the conscious level of a person who has attained knowledge, who has extinguished all ignorance in the science? That is mentioned from 16 on 17 on 16th onwards. Jnana into the jnanam yesham nashitamatmanaha tesham adityavat jnanam prakasheti talparam tad buddhya tadatmanas tat nishtas prayana gacchandi apunaravartim jnana nurdhu karmasha. So the knowledge is awakened in that person. It's like a sun, as bright as luminatory as a sun. And when that knowledge is there, all the darkness of ignorance are dispelled. So he understands fully that Brahman is flawless. Supreme Person, the Supreme Brahman or Krishna is flawless because he is situated same. Nirdosham hi sama Brahma. In this verse it is given. Nirdosham hi sama Brahma. Krishna, although originator of all these gunas, given in the 7th chapter, in verse 12, he said that Ye satviga bhava rajasa tamasa evacha matta eveditan vidhi natuham teshte mayi natuham teshu te mayi. He very clearly says that these satugana, rajogana and tamogana are all from me only, but I am not in them. But people who are bewildered, who are samudha means one who is bewildered, they think that Krishna is also very much in the realm of these gunas. Trivir gunamai bhave ebhi sarvamidam jagada, because they are in gunas. When you are in guna, you tend to think that other persons are also in guna, because you don't know what is the situation of a nirguna, one who has surpassed all the gunas. We are ignorant of their condition because we are in gunas and we don't even know that we are in gunas because we are not understood or analyzed at what is exactly gunas, because most of us, they are not inclined to scriptures. Shastra Chakshusha is not there. Very few people are interested in scriptures. This again evidenced. And there is no gathering when the spiritual meeting is there or spiritual satsang is happening. Very few people gather. But lots of people gather when there is any entertainment, cultural or social programs are there. So many people flock together. So they are ignorant, you can say blissfully ignorant of the scriptures, and they have no time to analyze why they are acting in a particular way. Nobody has analyzed, introspect himself, why I'm thinking in a particular way, why I'm acting in a particular way, why I'm responding in this particular manner. No, people are not aware because they are not, they are not, they don't have an inclination nor the time to study these scriptures. So they think that even though they have an understanding of, general awareness of God, they tend to think that Krishna is also inside, because Krishna is partial means the allegation is that Krishna is also in guna only. When you charge Krishna as being partial, that means he is in the dvanda. He has attractions and revulsions. He is attracted towards somebody and then he is disinterested, or he is revolted. Revulsion is there for somebody else. A dislike, likes and dislikes. He likes some people, he dislikes some people. That is a base of partiality, and that is a sign of guna, the Joguna and Tamogun. So although people may not definitely understand this is guna, they tend to think that Krishna is also partial, which means that Krishna, ultimately what the meaning is that Krishna is inside guna only. Because we are also partial, we have likes and dislikes. So we tend to think that Krishna is also made the same way. That's why they said, the Trivir Gunamai Bhavir Ebhi Sarvamidan Jagada Mohidam Nabi Janadi Mam Ebhiha Paramavyayam. They don't know that Krishna is above, transcendental to these gunas. But people in whom the knowledge has been kindled, the knowledge has awakened, they understand that nirdosham hi samam the Brahma. They understand that Krishna is faultless and Krishna is equal for everyone. Krishna makes this very clear in chapter 9, verse number 29. He says that Samoham Sarvabhudeshu na deshosi na priyaha. Samoham Sarvabhudeshu na deshosi na priyaha. He doesn't have any hatred for somebody. No, he is attracted. Somebody is very dear to him. But in the next sentence, he gives something else. Ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya. That is a different angle. Ye jadunbhi tu mam maite teshu chabhyam. But people who are totally surrendered or they are rendering service to me, they are dear to me. Generally speaking, Krishna is not partial. He doesn't have any hatred for somebody, or somebody is dear to him. No, it's not there. But Krishna, of course, is very partial to people who are totally dependent on him. And to that people, he himself is, like it mentioned in 10th chapter, Tesham sorry, in verse 11th, Tesham eva anukambartam aham jnanajam tamaha nashayami atmabhavasto jnana dibena baswada. 10.11, Krishna says, last verse of Chaturvani, he says, for he takes special mercy, or he gives mercy on such person. Anukambam means mercy. Special mercy on this person and destroy the ignorance by the shining lamp of jnana. So knowledge is ultimately generated or awakened in our hearts by the mercy of Krishna only. Because you are sincerely trying to seek out Krishna, try to understand Krishna, and then proceed to surrender to Krishna. In that case, Krishna helps you. And then knowledge is there, understand that Krishna is Nirdosham Samam Parama. So Tasma Brahmani Te Siddhaha, they are now situated in the self. They realize the self to be the actual position of self. Who am I? And when that knowledge is there, in this life itself, in this life itself, you can surpass the cycle of BODD. Sarga means birth and death. Because here they have attained the same quality of Krishna, because they are not Samis, Yesham Samis Tidam Manaha. They are equipoised in sorrow and happiness, equipoised in any turn of events in your life. So many turns are there, and you are always equipoised. Sometimes things turn favorable for you, sometimes they become very unfavorable. In all such different situations, the person is equipoised, means he is not affected by this. Maybe he may be suffering on account of this, bodily suffering may be there, financial problems may be there, but he is not affected. In the sense that he is not dwelling on that. Why I am suffering like this? This is what I was thinking, being very unhappy. And then when it is favorable, he becomes very happy. No. So such person who has attained this kind of consciousness, he is qualified to surpass the BOD cycle. And what is this special quality of this person is given in the next verse 20. Na prahishyet priyam prapya na uddijet prapya cha priyam sthira buddhir asammudo brahmavid brahmani sthidaha. A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant, no laments upon obtaining something unpleasant, who is self-intelligent, who is unbewildered, and who knows the signs of God, is already situated in transcendence. Brahmavid. Brahmavid means one who knows the signs of God, one who has understood Brahman. Brahmani Siddha means they are situated in transcendence. No more coming back to this material realm. He is firmly established there. Turns of events, turbulent periods, he is not affected by this. Pleasant things, unpleasant things may happen. In the Malayalam class, I've given this example. One story was given, a small incident, or not exactly incident like that. It happened in a village. A person was having a farm, and nearby there's some forest. So one day, one big horse, gigantic horse, very strong, he then just ran across and came to his farm and stayed in the farm. So other people, seeing this, congratulated this farmer and said, okay, you're very lucky, you're fortunate, Prabhu. Now you've got a magnificent horse with you. So you're very fortunate, you can be very happy about this. Then he said, happy or unhappy, everything happens according to Krishna's will only. Just simply stated that. So after a few days, the horse went back. And then the other people came and, oh, very unfortunate. It was very nice to see this horse in his farm. Now he has left suddenly. And it is very unfortunate. He should not have left and all those things. And then he said, fortunate, unfortunate, everything happens according to Krishna's will. A few days later, the horse came back along with a pack of other horses. So, bonus, so many other horses came, began to stay in the farm. So again, people said, these neighbors came and congratulated, okay, you got so many horses now. You are truly fortunate, because in our farm, they are not coming to our farm. Only your farm they are selected. So you are indeed very fortunate, lucky person. Then he said, okay, I don't know whether it's lucky or unlucky. It happens according to Krishna's will only. So one day his son, he rode a horse and he fell down from the horse and broke his leg. Again, the neighbor said, okay, this is very unfortunate. Your son, you only have one son, very handsome person, very physically very big, very strong person. Now he is temporarily, useless because he has broken his leg. Very sad. You must be suffering, I know. He said, I don't know. Whether lucky or sad or happy, everything happens according to Krishna's will. A few weeks later, a couple of weeks later, what happened that the king of this country was engaged in war with another country. So in those times, what happens? The king sends all these army people, emissaries, and they recruit youngsters or capable persons to the army because it's an emergency situation. Apart from the regular army, you get additional numbers are recruited, and they are giving weapons. So this is a system that's for there previously. So king's persons came, recruiting agents came, and they started recruiting so many youngsters from the village. But when he came to this person's house, his son was okay. His son was young, but he has broken his leg, so he was not recruited. So these turns of events, it's like kaleidoscope, just always moving around. Sometimes you get one design, sometimes you get another design, some color, different colors. This is what happens. Life is like a giant wheel. Some ups and downs are there. But a person who is not affected by this, he thinks that whatever I'm getting is according to my past karma, which is Krishna has very gracefully given me. So I accept it. Many persons think that people who are those who are devotees, they are also suffering like another ordinary persons, maybe suffering more than other persons. So they tend to ask, what is the point? You are worshipping Krishna, then you are suffering. So this is outlook of the persons. They think that spiritual life, or when you worship Krishna, you should always be happy, physically and mentally. The whole purpose of, according to them, of worshipping Krishna or worshipping any of gods is for you to be happy always. Happy bodily, happy mentally. But the truly person who is in spiritual life, who has attained that level, he is enjoying transcendental bliss. He's not at all affected by this. But other people fail to understand this. They said that you are suffering. Why you are worshiping? What's the point in suffering? Worshipping Krishna. Ultimately, what you are getting? So this is normal. The thinking of ordinary people, because they are in the group of arthas. Arthas means always having lot of complaints. Artha, Jijna, Suratarthi, Jnani, Cha, Bharata, Shava, 4 kinds of devotees. It's mentioned in the 7th chapter. So most of us are arthas. We are always one problem, another problem. And we turn to Krishna or God to solve this. And when we find that there is no suitable response is not coming, we think that, okay, actually there is no God, or Krishna is very difficult, please. All these opinions they form. But the person who is he is a sthira buddhi. Sthira buddhi means is always intelligent. His intelligence is fixed. It will not waver. In our case, what happens, even ordinary life also, you take the opinions of somebody or you consult somebody, and that is not turning out nicely, then you turn to somebody else. He gives you advice. Or they take a doctors also. If you're a patient, sometimes you visit one physician. He gives you some medicines. Sometimes you some days you're okay, again your problem is there. And then somebody will have, okay, there is another doctor in this that vicinity, that he or she is very good. Why don't you go and consult with her or him? So this person goes to that doctor, and then again same thing happens. Sometimes he's cured, sometimes he's not cured. So this is unsteady mind. His intelligence is not fixed. This is only a small example. In like that, in so many cases, you can find that when there's a problem, you always bewildered by the problem. Overwhelms you. Then your intelligence will not work. But a spiritual person who is Sthira Buddhi, he can solve these material problems much more easily than person who is situated in material life. Because you tend to waste so much time, 24 hours, you're thinking of the problems, how can we solve, how this can be solved. You tend to miss the central point. The person who is Sthira Buddhi, Asamoda, is not bewildered, because he is full knowledge, is situated in himself. Although he is maybe in material life, because he's still in this material life only, he is actually living in spiritual life, in spiritual world only. Today I've just posted Srila Prabhupada mentioned. The first thing is that you have to understand this material life, because you have to understand that in material life there is no happiness at all. If you think that there is happiness in material life, that is our mistake. I mean, this struggle is there because we're always trying to be happy in this material life. And when you have no interest, to derive some happiness from these material arrangements, then person is already in unbewildered form. He's unbewildered. Then what to do and what not to do becomes very easy for him. Srila Prabhupada says that actually this making a best or bad bargain. Material life is like that. Make a best of bad bargain, because we are in this material world, it's a bad bargain only. It's not our interest that we are here. But having come here, then you have to make some adjustments. I mean, how to manage it very nicely with minimum effort. That's how you manage your material life, not pondering on that for hours and hours to it. So in the verse 21, it says, Bahispasheshu asaktatma vindidyatmani yat sugam sab brahma yoga yuktatma sugam akshayam ashnude. Because now he makes it, Krishna makes it very clear, because Bahispasheshu asaktatma, because your joy, your happiness is based on outside objects. Outside objects, especially sense objects, sense of touch. It's all this sense gratification and trying to be happy through the material senses culminates in sexual pleasure. That is why we call Maithunagara. This world is called Maithunagara. It's a cage of sexual pleasure. We are entrapped in this. All your actions, all your enterprises is simply meant for how to increase this pleasure. When the businessman who is very entrepreneur, he established so many business kingdom. Because he is affectionate to his family. So family affection is a cause for entrepreneurship. A great economist called Adam Smith, he says that family affection is a cause for entrepreneurship. Because husbands always want to please the wife, tries to bring all nice things. He always like to impress her. The man's intent and natural inclination is always to impress women. So they derive great pleasure from this. But this is external only. This is bahya sparsha. And this person is asaktaha. Person is asakta. He is not at all attached to this kind of sexual and sensual pleasures. Because why? Because Vindadyatmaniyasya, he is deriving a lot of pleasure from inside, internally. Thinking that we are part of Krishna and thinking of Krishna all the time gives you so much pleasure. And trying to formulate things, how to be, which will be favorable for Krishna, how Krishna will like it. Naturally, in this material life, what Krishna likes is other people should come to us, come to me. Because Krishna is very interested that all the souls should get back to Krishna. So that's it. That is preaching all about. Preaching is how to bring back the stranded living entities back to Krishna. So this is a primary concern of a devotee, because he thinks that this is the thing that gives Krishna greatest pleasure. Srila Prabhupada says, in case of preaching, he says, books are the basis. I have posted this. Books are the basis. Purity is a force. Utility is a principle. And preaching is the essence. So a person who is always singing out Krishna, he derives a lot of pressure. Like Prabhupada gives the example again of Yamunacharya. This has been quoted before also. Yadavadi mamama chedhat Krishna padaravinde nava nava rasadhamni udyadum drandumasi tadavadi bada nari sangame smaryamane bhavadi mukhavihara sushtimushti vanancha. One who is deriving transcendental pleasure from Krishna, he's spiteful of this material pleasure. It's like puna puna charvida charvanana. Or Prahlad Maharaj says puna puna charvida charvanana. Chewing the chewed. Always chewing the chewed. Doing the same thing all over again. Then they may people ask, then why you are also chanting Hare Krishna? There's the same thing only every day. You are chanting so many rounds, and every day you are doing this. Day after day, you are saying that. Is it not the same repeating things? No, there's a difference. In material life, when you do one thing, you're happy for some time. You repeat it, and then the happiness comes down, diminishing marginal utility. In economics, it's called diminishing marginal utility. That means suppose you eat an apple, you get some pleasure. Then you add the second apple, you get only, let's say, if you're grading the pleasure, it's numbers. So 5 points you get for first apple. In the second apple, you get only 3 points. When pleasure wise, and like that it comes down and comes to zero, and then comes a negative also. But in this one is different. This is when you are chanting, if you're taking have developed a taste for chanting, you'll now feel like stopping chanting. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Anandambudi Vardhanam. Anandambudi Vardhana. Ambudi means ocean of bliss. It is always increasing. There is no saturation point. There is no roundabout. No reversal. Always going up, up and up. So when Srila Prabhupada was in New York, he started his activities. So many youngsters were there. They were previously under drugs and all those kind of, I can say, intoxicants. And in America, there are so many clubs. Of course, in India also, it's like that now. So many bars, so many nightclubs, so many youngsters gather every day. From whole night, they spend by drinking and making money and smoking all types of intoxicants. And they derive some pleasure. High, it's called high. So when some youngsters became disciples of Krishna, so Srila Prabhupada, they have previous connections with his boss. So Srila Prabhupada, okay, let's go soon. His nightclubs, we'll start our kirtan. Of course, they have their own kirtans and fast music and all that. We'll do our kirtan also. So by arrangement, they went to this nightclub, and the Srila Prabhupada started Sankirtan, Hare Krishna Kirtan started with kartals and mridangam and all that. And slowly, all those persons who are attracted to intoxicants and fast music, they also started liking this and they started dancing. Then they asked some questions to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, you said that intoxicants is bad. Have you ever done this? Have you ever tasted these drinks or narcotics and all that? Srila Prabhupada said, no. Then how do you know that this is bad? Then Srila Prabhupada turned to his disciples and said, you ask him. They have tasted, and you can ask this difference between this life and the old life. You can ask them. Then the disciples said that, see, in our life, in this life, intoxicants, and you're using intoxicants, we are looking for high. But the next day, there's a law, withdrawal effect. Alcohol withdrawal effects in grass also, in nakli. So there's a withdrawal effect. And then you become depressed. But in case of spiritual life, there is only high, and high. There is no low. That is the difference between the spiritual pleasure and material pleasure. So material pleasure, when you repeat it, the pleasure goes down and becomes zero and then negative. In spiritual pleasure, it is ever increasing by every minute. So, Vindadi Atmani Yat Sukham, Sab Brahma Yogi Sukham Akshayam Ashnude. Because he's self-situated, he's Akshaya means inexhaustible. Shaya means exhausting. Akshaya means inexhaustible. His pleasure is inexhaustible. And that is a situation of a person who is now in contact with the Paramatma. Now, first he has realized in himself. Now he is in touch in Paramatma. In next verses 26, 27 and 28, Krishna will discuss that Dhyana Yoga. And the 6th chapter will start with Dhyana Yoga, which is trying to realize the Paramatma. So thank you very much. Any questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Actually, Prabhuji, yesterday was a discussion with my colleagues that what they are saying ki, suppose a person who is doing all negative things but he prospers again and again, and he goes to the top level. But before going to the top level, he is also doing all the negative things, and he is also means envious of other people, and he is doing everything bad, but he is going up. Why this happens? Again, again, one second question also, we discussed that if a thief is going for theft, then he is calling Prabhu, oh God, let me, I will be successful in my work. He is doing the negative work, but God, how he supports the thief that he had to do his negative work successful. So why this happens? It was the discussion of yesterday. Just as remembering, coming to the topic, no, I just remember ki it was.
You explained
so,
to them?
I gave the example of Kansa when the it was said ki eighth child of Kansa will Devaki will kill Kansa, but Kansa then he wait for the eighth child. Then Narad came and he went with a lotus flower and he told that ki which one is first and which petal is the eighth. that he asked in Bhagavatam. So that example I told. So that he did more and more negative. He killed all the seventh, sixth, seventh child, and then he killed by Krishna. So I just gave the example, but still question arises: how this happens? If a thief is going for doing bad work, he's calling. He's also praying God. Oh God, let me successful in my work.
Yes, Krishna will allow him to success, but that Krishna will not take his reaction. Reaction he has to suffer. Okay, he may be successful, but ultimately when he's caught, he has to go to jail. It may appear that he is successful one time, doesn't mean that he's going to be successful every time.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
isn't it?
Prabhuji.
It doesn't mean that he's going to be successful every time. Because once he's become successful, he becomes addicted to that. He feels that he will be successful every time. Because he has done some karma, he is successful in these negative aspects also, he is successful. But what we have to understand is that although he may be apparently successful, this is also bad karma. This add to his already the big basket of bad karmas. That reaction Krishna will not take. Not that take kasit pavam, not that sukadam before. He may help him, okay, right, you are done, and okay, you're facilitating that. But the reaction is that there is a reaction for this bad karma which he'll have to suffer, which other people may not know. It may happen in this life, it may happen in next life also. Because since we are concerned only in this life only, what is happening in this life only, we are looking. So we find that people who are doing some negative things, they are rising up the ladder in the material life. And people who are doing a sattvic life, they're going down material life. So the thing is, like I mentioned, every success is always measured in terms of materialism only. In material opulence is a yardstick of success in life. But if the sattvic person is also interested in material life and then he calls for Krishna, then he's not failing, then he may fall into a trap. So that's what Krishna says, Tesham Jnani Nityayukta Ega Bhakti Vishishyade. Now, all the four persons, although they are devoted to Krishna, the Jnani is a person who is only attracted to Krishna for the sake of Krishna. Other persons are interested in getting something from Krishna. So that person is totally away from this material thing. But other people, they think they are not, either they are not devotees or they are devotees in these first three categories. And they think that the whole idea of embarking on the spiritual life is to make your material life prosperous. So that is wrong thinking on the part of us. We always try to measure things or judge things according to the achievements a person makes in the material life. So success is always measured in terms of matter. That's why this happens. You got it? You understood?
Yes,
Hare
Prabhuji. But 90% of people are going on success only, no material pleasure only,
not
success
999. Manishanam Sahasreshu. Out of 1,000, only one person is in this. So 999 persons, they'll always be like, but you have to convince them that our object of entering on spiritual life is not to make material life comfortable.
Yes.
Or material life successful. The whole idea of everybody is right from the day you are born, you're trying to make the material life. Likewise, that's why we are interested in sending our children to good schools. We are interested that he should study, be a doctor or engineer, and either he should get some job which is highly paid. Or always think in material only. So whole idea is that we are material conscious, because it's body conscious only this happens. The spiritual life is not meant for making the material life comfortable. Like chanting, we say that there's offenses. Fifth offense is there, interpreting the name for materialism. Because sometimes if you chant Hare Krishna, then you can be very successful. For children, okay, you are intelligent, work, and you can easily pass the exam. Chant Hare Krishna. Your intelligence will be clear. But this is wrong.
Yes, it is sakama karma. It is sakama karma.
Sakama, asakama only. And chanting is transcendental. There's nothing to do with these material things. But to attract people to Hare Krishna, people say this. I've seen so many devotees doing this. This is wrong, actually. Because then suppose you say that and you chant, and then suppose the person does not pass the exam. You say that you chant Hare Krishna, you'll get 80% or 90%, and person gets only 50%, and you say, what happened?
Yes, yes.
So why get into these kind of things? You should tell that the whole idea of chanting or this spiritual life is not to make material life successful. We are not interested in that. Maybe we may get some material life because everything depends on Krishna. Like Kuchela was not at all interested in getting something from Krishna. Because if he gets something from Krishna, he becomes material consciousness, then he will forget Krishna because his fear. But Kuchela, the Sudama, is a very advanced devotee. He can take material opulence also and maybe material pauper also. It doesn't make a difference to him. When Srila Prabhupada's example is like that, previously he came from a good family, prosperous family, then he did business, then he broke the business, he became broke, and then he was very, didn't have any money. But then after turning to Krishna consciousness, he had a lot of money. So a devotee also, if Krishna wills, will get millions of dollars. If Krishna is not willing, you're not getting a single paisa. That is our indifferent, attitude towards this materialism. Right. Like Vanamali is if you get Narsimjayam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu. Basilana Nalum.
Narsim.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladahladayine. Hiranyakashipo Vakshaha. Shiladanga Nakala. To Narsimha Parato Narsimha. Yado Yamita To Narsimha. Bahir Narsimho Hridaye Narsimho Narasimha Madi Sharanam Prapate Tavakara Kamalavare Naga Atuda Sringa Dalida Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavadrida Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jayo Narsimha Dev Jayo Narsimha Dev Jayo Narsimha Dev Jayo Narsimha Dev Jayo Nara Hari Jayo Nara Hari Jayo Nara Hari Jayo Nara Hari Jayo Vigna Vinashan Jayo Narsimha Dev Jayo Vigna Vinashan Jayo Narsimha Dev Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Gramira Shuddha Bhakti Vinasari Narasimhadev Bhagavan Ki Jai Gramira Mahavishnu
Charandam Sarvadomukam Narsimham Vishnam Bhadram Nityam Nityanamamyam
Jai Narsimha Sri Narsimha Jai Narsimha Jai Jai Sri Narsimha Praladesha Jaya Patma Mugga Patma Vringa Jai Sri Narsimha Jai Narsimha Jai Jai Sri Narsimha Praladesha Jaya Patma Mugga Patma Vringa Shri Narsimhadev Bhagavan Ki Jai
Panchakalpaduruvescha
Kripasindhubhyo Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha